Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly along with James Smith. I'm Lyle Stokes. Let me pull this down where everybody can hear me. Kind of a funny way to start the show, but it was kind of funny at the time. So, that's just the way it works.
We got a little spanking, didn't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're supposed to start at 7:00. So when Cindy says your time to go, you better get to going.
Oh, yeah.
Before we start in with getting to the people that's in chat tonight, James, I have an announcement here from Brad Beck. Sent me the results to the Master Bait and Tackle Fishing Tournament Series. First place was Corn and Sherman with 42.71 pounds, 19.64 big fish, and I believe that was the big fish of the tournament. Now look how close these weights are on the top five. Second place was Newbie and Messersmith, 40.06 pounds. That's less than 2 pounds difference. Third place was Lockridge and Kempner, 39.83 pounds. Fourth place was Richmond and Pope, 36.47 pounds. And fifth place was Peterson and Arnold, 36.30 pounds. So you're looking at 8 pounds difference between first and fifth place?
Well, second and third was less than a pound.
Yeah. I mean, that's what makes these fishing tournaments, channel cat tournaments, so much fun. They're just really, really close together. And one other thing, James, we have an event coming up this weekend, and I got a message about it a while ago that Josh Dunningham's putting on the Weekend Angler. They're calling it the Summer Pool Party. It's July 17th, 2021, and he wanted me to tell everybody about it. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just come on here and do it? So the second half of the show, we'll get Josh in here, and he can tell everybody about his event and how you get involved with it and what's taking place. I did notice that K&B Anglers is in our chat. We haven't had Kevin in there for a long time, so welcome, Kevin. We are super happy to have you in chat with the rest of the good folks that we got. We've got 27 thumbs up right now and 53 people watching. Thank you guys so much. We'll take all the thumbs up we can get.
Yes, sir.
And at the time this show was getting ready to start, we was 16, I believe, away from 5,000 subscribers. Now, we've been talking about giving a rod away when we reach 5,000. So at that time, we'd be 16 away, and that's a major thing for me. So I feel really good about 5,000. I know you do, how passionate we are for that. So if you guys could subscribe if you haven't, or tell your friends to watch us. If they like us, to please subscribe and pass this word around, because we're really proud of the fact that we've been going 7 years. And I know it took a little while to get to 5,000, but the first 3 years, we didn't know you're supposed to be trying for that stuff. Nobody told anybody, and we didn't know. But we started working on it after that, and it's been pretty steady. We've had over 200 in the last month, so that's a really good thing. But
if we get up to 6, if we get those 16 tonight during the show, I'll send somebody out, Lyle, one of my mega packs.
That's awesome.
And my mega pack comes with 2 large, 2 small, extra set of lights with the drifting caps like Mr. Junior Proctor uses.
Oh, wow.
Set of stickers, an extra set of batteries. It's about a $55 value, guys and gals. So let's get this 16 up here. Let's get that 5,000 while the show
I'd love to see it happen. I'd love to see it happen. When as soon as it does, we'll set up a thing where everybody can sign up for this rod that we're going to give away, and it'll be a Catfish Weekly edition. It'll be something you'd be proud to have, I'm sure.
Can I put my name in there?
Yeah, you put it in there. If it pops up, I'm going to say, well, James Smith won, but we're going to go to do it again.
Yeah,
So thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Oh, you ready to give some shout outs, my friend?
I am. You want to take off or you want me to?
Let's see. Mark from Catfish and Crappy. There's Miss D. Sweet D's in the house. Fishing with a Squirrel. Ronald Reed. I scanned up as high as it let me go. Larry King, Country Boy, Weekend Angler. There he is. Mr. Avid. Starting that trash tournament live. We'll speak a little bit about it for the end of the show.
Absolutely.
Laughing Cat and John Patrick Jr.
Man, that chat's flying
Yep.
through there. Sharina, I get a little feedback from you, Jane. K and B, Christy Brown, Sogo, Justin's Fishing Fetish, Mike Sherman, Reese Cason, of course, Catfish and Pappy, Pawpaw Ed, Green Mountain Outdoors, or Green Machine Outdoors, I think it is. Hooks and Hammocks, Frontline Heads, Frontline Flatheads. I should have known. Ernie Brown, Laughing Cats Fishing, Tree Limb Fishing.
I see Creole's in here.
Yeah, I had a little funny with him a while ago. His wife's wanting to buy a house, and she made a post that she was buying some kind of, looked like a chair of some kind. And I said, I thought you was buying that house. And Creole says, you're not helping. I said, I rarely do. There's Tall Betty. She's
Did I take care of that feedback?
What's that? Yes, sir, it did. Thank you.
All right.
Justin's Fishing Fetish.
Mr. Mike Sampson. I hadn't seen old Mike Simpson in here in a while. Have you?
Yeah, he's usually in here. Sometimes he's been a little late, but it's okay. We're always glad to have you.
We got a Mike Sampson, but we used to have a Mike Simpson also.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Dale Hayslip, Larry King. There's Jesse O'Neill. Glad to have him back in chat.
Yes.
Forged in the Outdoors. Says, I received that rig today. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for letting me know.
Laughing Cats. I think
I announced Chrissy Brown, but there she is. Yeah. If I didn't. Fishing with Big Mike. I met fishing with Big Mike out when I was out your tournament. Yeah. And we need to get him on here one of these days. I really enjoyed visiting with him. Good guy.
Okay, we'll do that.
There's Becca. She's in here tonight, as always. Glad to have her in. Catfish and Kyle. Mark, Creole, thank you so much.
Yes.
My last $10, thanks to you, she spent the rest. Well, I hate to do that to you, buddy, but you know I'm going to if I can. Gary Thompson.
Jim Butts. He hadn't been in here in a while.
No, I'm glad to have him.
Yep. Mr. Gadget, Maurice, of course, and Dale Hayslip.
Outside with the haze.
There you go.
He's smart. Hope you're feeling better, Keith.
Yes. One Over Outdoors.
Good dude right there. Like him a lot.
Yeah. I still want to get down there maybe this coming winter, since the bite wasn't that good on them shell crackers. I've got to get down there and go shell cracker fishing.
Yeah, I'd like to have some of that action myself. Yeah. Southern Cross Outdoor Traditions and Nebraska Kayak Anglers Club. Been trying to start watching Patriot James on Wednesday nights too, but something always comes up. Well, Mr. Nebraska Kayak Anglers Club, he would love to have you in there if you can make it. He's always got good content, and you'll enjoy the show, I promise you.
Yep. Last week was a good one.
Yeah, it was. Parker Pursuits, FBC. That's a new one to me.
Yep.
Welcome to the show.
Team Grasshopper, Bryant Murphy. Guys, you know what we say. If you see a new channel, please share the bait, share the love, check them out, subscribe to them, hit the thumbs up. I know they would surely appreciate it from both sides of you and them.
Absolutely. That's another new one to me. Team Grasshopper, that's another new one. So,
all right, Jesse, let me know. We got Wednesday night open, so this Wednesday night. So yeah, just give me a holler. We tried to catch him one Wednesday night, Lyle. He was out there, and I seen him out there live. But when I messaged him, he had just loaded it on his cotton picking truck because there was a storm coming up. So
hey, that's okay. I'd rather he do that and do it another night and be caught in one of them storms and everything.
Well, it was a last minute thing. I just happened to see he was live, and I thought, let me hook up to this rascal. It'd be pretty neat to get him on there.
Absolutely.
There's the fishing chick setting hooks and crossing eyes.
Lady all the way from California, I believe, or Arizona.
Yep.
Arizona, I think it is.
Southern Cross. I like that name.
Yeah, I do too. That's cool.
I always loved that song. Buckeye. We got a lot of great people that come in here that support our channel, that's watching our shows and watching everybody's shows. And I apologize, guys and gals, I don't get to catch every one of y'all's live shows. If I see them come up and I'm not real busy, I will jump in there and at least say hi. A lot of times I'm going down the road and I have to daggum try to type because I don't believe in talking and texting and driving and texting and all that stuff, but I try to listen.
Mike Sherman, if you haven't received it yet, send me your address and I'll send you another. We're not going to mess around with the mail the way they are.
Yes.
Just not going to do it. So just send me your shipping address.
There's a Catfish Kyle, a James.
There was another one back here I missed that I thought was new.
Yeah.
Parker Pursuits is in here, and LG Bass.
Yep. Mike Sherman. I think you said his name, though. There's Miss Serena.
Betty says she's scrubbing walls, but you're on the TV. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you, Betty.
Who said we ain't never been on TV, Lyle?
That's right. Lance McCugray. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. That's a new one. Thank you for joining the show.
Well, better you than me, because I usually butcher the crap out of them.
Yeah, Catfish Kyle says he's from Dublin, Georgia, below Macon. That's awesome. Well, that's down there in K&B land.
Yep. Sunfish Assassins. There's Mr. Brandon Cross.
Brandon, yep. I wonder if he's helping Betty scrub them walls.
He's probably sat back watching her. I don't know if she might throw stuff at him.
Valerie Irvin, welcome. Now, we got a bunch of people in here tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about flatheads before we get James in here, or Josh in here. I'm sorry. Confusing James and Josh. You never know what's going to happen when you confuse them two and get them in the same room.
Well, when we started getting a little snow on the roof a little bit, Lyle, there's a few of them brain cells don't make the daggum comeback.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But we're glad to have all of you in the chat tonight. And like I say, we're pretty close to our number that we're looking for. 5,000 is a huge number. And if you're not subscribed, please consider it. And if you know somebody that watches the show and they haven't subscribed, please tell them that we're going to have a big giveaway. And we'd appreciate it if they would join us.
Yep. Sure enough. Yeah, me and Wampus Cat have been talking about flatheads and stuff, and I'd like to get a little bit of input from your side. I see Team Camo's in there somewhere. I missed it pop up. And last week we talked a little bit about flatheads on my channel, but something's weird going on, Lyle. Everybody's still catching flatheads right now.
You're not the only person that's told me that. And Cindy got a phone call, was on the phone with someone today. I'm not sure who it was, but they're catching flatheads right now that still have eggs in them. So they have that flathead, and maybe many others have not spawned yet.
Yes.
If they still got eggs in them, they haven't went on nest.
No.
So chances of catching one off of a nest, a flathead especially, where they burrow up in holes on the bank and in logs and all that stuff, catching one of them full of eggs that's close to spawn, and they didn't ooze it, wasn't talking about them oozing out or anything, so they're not ready.
No.
Water temperature just hasn't got to the point where they're ready to go.
Well, and I got a question for you.
Okay.
The flatheads usually don't get as beat up as the blues, do they?
They do around here.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They get pounded pretty hard. And I catch a lot of them. Them little younger, immature ones will go up there where them big boys are, and you'll catch them later, and they'll have that imprint where one of them had his head on them. And they are really, they get tore up pretty good.
Well, see, all the videos and the pictures of people fishing right now, they're not beat up.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
The water temperature is there. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. We'd say water temperature. I think that there's other things that
absolutely,
with the conditions of that. Just like, bluegill. Everybody says, well, summertime. Well, every full moon during the summer, bluegill goes to the bed.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't understand that, and a lot of people don't believe it, but it's a fact.
It's a fact. I mean, that's a proven fact. I've seen it too many times, especially you go farm pond fishing, you will see them. Every full moon, they'll be on that bed during the summertime. That's why they call them a sunfish, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and, to be quite honest, there are guys that don't believe that catfish will spawn in a pond, and that's the most wrong thing that you could ever say, because they do. They always have, but guys say, you got to have running water for catfish to spawn. That's just not true.
Well, I've caught little small channel cats in farm ponds, and knowing that they had just spawned out. There's a Jeremy Allen. We got quite a few new people coming in. So now I think the blues might have a harder time doing it, especially if you got a real silty bottom type of environment, because all fish is wanting the perfect ideal place to spawn.
That's right.
They want good, not so silty bottom where the eggs get mucked up and covered up. A lot of them prefer a rocky bottom where the eggs actually get protected. So I don't know. I just wish there was a lot more information and a lot more studies on the catfish.
I do too, and it needs to be. I love Missouri Conservation Department, because everything they do, they spend so much time to make sure it's as good and as correct as they possibly can. But everything they do takes so long. I get so mad by the time it's done that I don't care what the results are.
Right.
I would like to see them and other states open this up for people to do studies on their own. Yep. Say a group gets together, say me and you decide that we want to spend 5 years tagging fish.
Yep.
Well, in Missouri, they will never allow that. They're the only people that's going to tag fish. And the fine, if they catch you doing it, is substantial.
See, that's crazy.
And that's just silly, because there's a lot of guys that go out and fish a lot, that if they take the 2 or 3 minutes it takes to put a tag in a fish and be trained by the conservation department, nobody else,
right?
Like somebody that knows how to do it, the information you could gain off of that is unbelievable, and yet they won't allow it. And I find that terribly wrong. I really do.
Yeah.
And there's other things too.
Yeah. I mean, but you're right. The tagging can go so far. That's if the people would put down the proper information.
That's correct.
Instead of doing a Dieter Melhorn where you have to be a daggum rocket science to try to understand the Dieter code that he puts on there. But you don't have to give specific locations, just give the vicinity of where you caught it. Or like some places I heard, they don't put down where the fish was caught, but where the fish was released.
One of the things that sticks in my mind is I have killed Canadian geese and ducks that was banded in Michigan, Wisconsin, Canada, and other places. It wasn't just banded by the government or conservation agencies of some kind.
Right.
These were banded by people that raise ducks and geese, and they put a band on them. And when you call these individuals up, they can tell you how many was in that nest of little ones, which one it was, whether it's a male and female.
Right.
And if they're in Michigan or Canada or Wisconsin, they know that they're making them trips back and forth every year.
Right.
How many times is the question? And how many years old is it? I've killed geese that was over 18 years old. and they were big, huge. Yeah, 25-pound geese. You don't kill one like that every day, so it's a trophy when you do. But if it's got a tag on it, it's a real trophy. Because
my understanding of the duck or geese or something like that, they make a migration once a year north and then once a year south.
That's correct.
But where that blue catfish that you was talking about made travel them hundreds of miles, there's no telling, because a blue will swim. He liable to swim dam to dam in 2 or 3 days.
Oh, it don't take that long.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
I do.
I think there are a migration time, like for spawn or whatever, that they migrate, just like that one fish on Wiley where Jeff Manny caught it, Dieter caught it, and Richard Warskow caught it, all in the vicinity, just dang near not less than 100 yards from each other. Just about to the day a year later, that fish, that ain't where he stays year round. He's migrating somewhere, whether it's going to a food source or whether he's going to a bedding area. To me, the only thing that I've learned so far is that that's about the only time that fish really migrate, is either they're chasing the food source, either it's shad or perch or skipjack or whatever, or they're moving from where they normally feed to where they're going to spawn.
I agree, and I will give you for instance, about something just like that. Cindy and I were fishing a tournament on the Mississippi River, and a friend of mine, Jason Burgess, was fishing the tournament with us, and we had found a pile of fish below one of the dams, and went up there to show them to him, and it was gone. And he said, "Here, let me show you where it's at." So I just moved out of the way. He rolled down to the next dam below. There was 11 miles, and there was a pile of fish in front of that dam. The next morning, they wasn't there. That was in the evening. The next morning, they was back up at the other dam underneath of it. There was no pile of fish, no big wad of fish above it. But you go to the other dam, there he was, and they was making that trip day and night because that's where the bait was at, day and night. And we caught them both times. We hit it. And then we caught them and caught some big fish traveling as they was going through there, and we was bumping at the time. And that's how we got those. So,
there's Richard in here right now. He said, we put a fish in the boat a few weeks ago that had been caught 3 times in the same spot in 2 years. We caught it twice.
Wow. Thanks, Richard, for the information. We appreciate it.
Yep. So it's information like that. There needs to be a website or something.
I agree.
Per lake, that if they break it down and micromanage this, that so much information would be, catfishermen would be willing to put that information in there.
Yeah, but it has to be a right organization, not some phony one. It's got to be run by the right people, actually by people that actually know what catfish are and how to do it. It can't be by no counterfeit guy. So that would be a wealth of information. And if somebody got that going and done that, of course, I would try to help them a little bit. But then you can go and say, hey, such and such conservation agency, this is the studies we got, and we done this in 1 year.
Right.
Now, take our information and put it to good use. And you could give them something like that every year to help them out because I'm convinced that every flathead, now they claim that flatheads don't travel great extents of miles.
Right.
And they stay around an area most of their lives. But I'm convinced that not all of them do that. Some of them travel further. Some of them will go further. And I think when a bigger one comes along and he finds a spot he wants to be, he'll run the others off if he wants to be there. Oh, yeah.
Richard said the amazing story behind that fish. The first time we caught it, we took it 8 miles down the lake to where the tournament weigh-in was, and then it was caught again back in that same spot, 8 miles back up the lake.
I've told guys that when we had tournament on Mark Twain Lake. They'd say, I wonder how long, if that fish will go back up there. I said, he'll be back to that spot tonight. Sometime during the night, he'll be back.
That's if he wasn't stressed too bad.
Yeah, and he wasn't. They had oxygen on him and stuff.
Robert Simpson Outdoors.
Welcome, Robert.
Will Flathead?
Yes, they will.
But let me tell you, you put a flathead in a farm pond, and I promise you, there's somebody, he ain't in chat tonight, but he will tell you, put a flathead in a farm pond, give it a year's time, there won't be much left in that farm pond but that flathead.
That's exactly right. If there's bluegill and stuff in there, and he's very big and he's very hungry, he'll work on them bluegill and bass and channel cat and anything else that gets in his way because he's a predator and he's an eater.
Yes. Brian just messaged me, bone collector, Cam's daddy.
Yep.
Said him and John Howard won first place and won big fish in the South Mississippi Catfish Tournament Trail, Yazoo City, Mississippi. Well, congratulations, Brian. John.
Heck yeah, that's a heck of a deal.
Yeah. And see, guys and gals, if y'all in tournaments like that, just send us that information. We don't mind giving you a shout out for it.
If you can, send it before the show. We have it, but we're always glad to do it.
He might have just got in, and that's why he just sent it to me. So,
well, Cam might have took his attention away from what he should have been doing.
That's true. Man, he said they was getting ready to go plant for duck season, Lyle. And that one day they got 12 inches of rain. They've been out there pumping water, trying to pump it back down to get it planted. So they had pumped for like 2 weeks, getting the water off of it, getting ready to plant. And then, boom, one day, 12 inches of rain, flooded them back out again.
We haven't had no 12 inches, but it rains nearly every day. We'll get a day or two that it doesn't rain, then it'll rain every day again for a week. It rained today, and it just blows my mind because it's so wet that I need to mow the grass pretty bad. And if I do, I'm going to be blowing as much water as anything. It's not the water staying on the ground; it's the water in the grass. But James, it was 73 degrees here today.
Oh,
yeah, buddy.
We stand at 90 with about 90% humidity.
Yeah, 78. Mike Greenwell made it in. Hooks and hammocks, Sean T Outdoors. But yeah, 73.
Man.
My air conditioner hadn't kicked on but 4 or 5 times all day.
Dang right. That's what I'm talking about. Give your electric bill a break.
It could use it.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I sat down and talked yesterday, Lyle. Well, the catfisherman's been chasing the big catfish for about 40 years. Mr. Strawberry. We had him on my show one night. I want to get him on. I'll get him down here to the cabin one night, Lyle, and we're going to bring him on Catfish Weekly.
Okay.
The man is a wealth of knowledge. And we talked a good little bit about the flathead catfish mainly, but catfish that are older, that have done got 50 plus pounds, that are older. And he is like me, you, Brian, a bunch of other people that are strictly flathead fishermen, that he believes that once a fish hits 50 plus pounds, they pretty much know where their home is. They pick that home, and until something bigger comes in and runs him out, that's his home.
That's right. And I agree with that. The only thing is, I'm not sure they have to be 50 pounds.
Well, I agree.
It could be a 30, could be a 25. If that's the biggest thing in that area, that's probably what you got. Now,
right.
Back to the rain thing before I forget it. David Crowley says Rockport, Texas got around 28 inches in 1 week.
Oh, word.
Holy crap.
That's when they was having all that flooding down there.
That's right. Mr. Rob Mack is in. Ronald Reed. Welcome, you guys. We're so happy to have you all in here. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Chris Yulston.
Yeah.
It's hard to get everybody. So if we missed you, don't be mad. because we try to get as many as we can, but sometimes it just rolls along so fast that we can't.
To tie jigs. Oh,
Well, Larry, I'm glad. You have to watch it, though. It's extremely addictive.
yeah. I'm sure that is. That's why I ain't even starting.
Oh, it's a lot of fun, yeah. KB says, I think Richard likes eels for flatheads.
Oh, yeah, he ain't going to touch an eel. I promise.
Yeah, me neither.
Too much like a snake.
That's right. I agree with him.
Cut bait, interesting shad, or skipjack. Lyle, you can't go wrong with shad.
No, you can't go. Shad's always good bait. I like live bluegills for flatheads, and for years I thought everybody was lying that you could catch them on cut bait because I never caught one on. And one night we caught 7.
Yep.
And I thought, well, that proves that I was wrong because you can catch them, but I haven't caught one since that night. I went like 50 years and never caught one on cut bait. Caught 7 in one night and hadn't caught one since, and that was probably 15 years ago.
Right.
So I know people do, and I know it can be done, but
the majority around here, Lyle, is going to be caught. I mean, I've only caught 2 flatheads on live bait. The rest of them's come on cut bait.
Right. I see Country Boy Catfishing's in there. Says Northwoods Angling. Is Luke in here?
If
he hadn't been in a while, but we would welcome him with open arms.
Yeah, I've got to give him a shout out anyway. He said he would be glad to come on and do a show with us. He's just been busy, and he was real busy at the time I had messaged him.
Yeah.
I love to get back on.
Creole.
Most catch catfish in warmer temperatures, so the bait of choice then is moon eye or skipjack. That's what Mike Greenwell was saying.
Rob Mack caught his largest on goldfish. I know a lot of people use goldfish. There's Matt with Want to Be Outdoors.
Yep, I know.
Hey, there's D.
Yep, I know the big one that was caught the other day. I was sent pictures of it that was caught on a big old goldfish.
Yeah.
Under a float.
Miss Paula Smith's in chat. Chrissy Brown. And it is. Yeah, heck, I'm still working. I'm lurking. Luke, you're always welcome. Anytime you want to come on the show or be in chat or anything else you want to do, my son.
There you go. I miss watching his old lives and stuff, man. He was a hoot.
There's a lot of great people that do live stuff now. There really is. But Luke Hinges is the king of live feeds.
Yeah.
He used to hold that thing in his hand for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time. I don't know how in the world he done it and kept you in stitches the whole time and caught fish. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, he was a good entertainer of
the
fishing world.
He's an entertainer, yes, sir. He is.
Yeah,
and he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, quit. I'm blushing. He said. Yeah. Well, Luke, I know you got Lyle's phone number, so give him a call. I'm sure he's missed talking to his son.
He come off with that one day, and I laughed so hard. It was funny, and I've known him for a long time, and these just are really good. Larry King says new North Carolina record.
Yep, 127.
That's a giant.
And he comes from waters that you don't ever hear about records being broke or big fish coming from, but it don't surprise me from the Roanoke rivers where it come from.
Not familiar with that, but to me that it doesn't matter as long as somebody caught it. That's a great catch.
Yep. So I got a feeling that with these new electronics, Lyle, I got a feeling they's getting ready to start being some records fall to the wayside pretty regular.
Very much good. And this new stuff that's coming out is far superior than anything that we've ever seen yet.
Yeah.
J&M Catfishing, Johnny Magnum, welcome. You're new, is the best I can tell. Kentucky Catman Outdoors. Hey, Jim, glad to have you in here.
I talked to him today.
I did. I messaged with him. He tried to call me, I guess, and my phone's out in the shop. I'm inside. And
yeah.
One Over Outdoors says most of my big flats are caught 9 foot or less, cut bait. I'm assuming he's talking about water depth, and that makes a lot of sense to me. There's Sean T. Outdoors. That's usually, I'd say, 10 or 12 feet or less for me most of the time. Now, not all of them. The one that I caught on the Mississippi River below the Clarksville Dam that night, it was in probably 20 feet of water, but slack current along a seam line where water was running out of the lock, and it was slack next to it, and just stowed right up in there as close to the seam as I could get it, and turned around to do something. And when I turned back around, it was all behind the boat in that slack water where there wasn't any current. And I knew something was wrong, and I reeled her up, and there she was.
Yeah.
So, things like that happen.
And just because all these new electronics will actually show you that fish down there, almost like putting a camera on him on some of this new stuff, that don't mean he's going to bite, Lyle.
That's right. Now, I'm going to say something about that. A lot of people can find fish, but getting set up on them correctly to catch them is a completely different thing. I don't care how good your electronics is. If you can't set up to catch that fish correctly, you probably are not going to.
Yes. And, with these flatheads, these monster flatheads, really the only time they're going to come out of that daggum mess that they hang up in is to eat or to spawn. So if you going in after him, you better be ready for a fight, and you better be on your toes to get him out. As soon as he hits it, you better be on him, because once he pulls you back in where he come from, you might as well cut your line. You ain't gonna get him out.
Yep. Well, if I can drag limbs and brush, and I'm going to have something big enough to do it with.
Yeah.
Tree limb fishing. Thank you for agreeing with that. We're glad to have you here. You're a new name to me, but we're very happy to see you in chat tonight.
But Lyle, I've caught my share of 10s, 15s, and 20s, maybe mid-20s, wild dragon baits for blues and other catfish.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that is the norm as far as that size of fish in a lake, or does it change as far as rivers? Does rivers, you more have to go around the brush to get them?
No, I don't think so. I'll catch them as long as there's some kind of structure around.
Right.
I think you can catch them. And I think pretty much any kind of structure on a river has probably got one or two. I really do.
Well, Lyle, in case there's some new people in here, let's talk a little bit about structure.
Okay.
Structure does not necessarily mean a brush pile.
Nope.
Or a rock pile.
That's right.
It can be any irregular contour or whatever in the bottom and a channel edge. I've seen channel edges where you actually had to use your mobile device on Navionics to see just a little divot in the wall of that channel edge.
That's right.
That will hold fish.
That's exactly right. Now, with flatheads, I have better success finding them in wood. Just the way it is. Now, it could be a down tree. It could be the top of a tree. But it can't be something that just fell yesterday or last week. It needs to be something that's been there a long time. And you can find them on rocks, and you can find them on ledges and everything under the world. But my greatest success for them overall is on wood. And one of my favorite places, if I can find a complete tree that's near a bank in 0 to 20 feet of water, I'm fishing that. Whether I'm marking fish there or not, I'm fishing it. That's just the way it is. Because I know what the capabilities are there. Hey, Catfish and Dreams. Rock ledges, yeah, you're right, Ronald. That they're great because it's like a travel corridor for them to go right up them ledges. It just is. And all fish travel them. Not just flatheads, but blues, channel cats, bait fish. They all use it because it's an easy way to go from point A to point B. and that's why they do that. Parker, how are you doing tonight? But yeah, it makes all the difference in the world. But wood is one of my favorite pieces of structure. If I'm fishing below a dam, and that's again, I love fishing below dams, unless it's so much that it's dangerous. That wall, as where the barges are locked through, that's a great place. There's always a bunch of structure and a bunch of wood in there. You'll get hung up. You'll lose a lot of stuff, but you'll catch a lot of fish there too.
Right. Now, I've been watching a few guys and know some guys that go down here to Watery, and it's a lake. But if you run a good little ways up, which it gets kind of treacherous on the way up, but there's boulder fields and stuff up in there, and they're taking and using floats and throwing them down and allowing that water to bring them right behind those big boulders.
There you go.
And they hold it, and that slack water behind any kind of structure, whether it's a boulder, a big old root ball from a tree, or even just a cut back into the bank, that irregular right there, them old fish will lay up in there and just sit and get fat and sassy, because anything coming down that current will get swept right back into that area.
Yeah, and another reason I think they lay back in there, if they catch something, they go back in there and have to eat it,
right,
to digest it, and anything that comes around there has got to make a trip through there. Seems like.
Yep. And
if they're in there and it irritates them, or if they're hungry, but I think flatheads bite things and eat them just because they're in their way, or just because they're in their face. They're just mean, and that's why we love them so much. Josh says, Lyle and James, when targeting fallen trees on a shoreline, would you choose a shore with a muddy bank or a shore with a rocky bank if you had the choice? I would choose the rocky bank.
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, that's a no-brainer. A lot of people might say the other way, but for me, I'm going to take the rocks and the tree every time. And I missed another one that was here with that. Want to be outdoors? I caught my flathead in 4 foot of water, hanging right out right before fast, shallow current with a bobber and a jig. Great way to fish. Floats and bait is a great way to catch flatheads in the late evenings, early night. Jesse O'Neill said river bends with rocks and some trees. Perfect situation right there.
Yeah. Yeah, old cypress trees are really good here, one over down there in the Santee area.
Yep. Parker pursuit catfish are a lot like deer, will follow contour lines when traveling. 100% correct.
Yes. You're exactly right. And that's a good analogy for people to think about things.
It is. It's very good. Very good.
You want to go ahead and get Josh in here before we run out of time, Lyle?
Yeah, I do. I'll send him a message, and you can see if there's anything else on in our chat that we need to go over.
Yeah. I think Kelly come in here. Yeah, there's a Bullock experience. Didn't want to miss shouting him out. That daggum green machine. Did you see his last video?
I don't know if I did or not. I've been watching a bunch of them, but
that's a fish catching some gun on the James River, man.
He does very well out there, and he has a boat, but he fishes that kayak most of the time, and he really does a bang up job.
I think he got his PB on that kayak the other day on that last video. Then he picked up one of those old big fish. But see, they didn't have a lot of belly on them, so they just spawned out, and they didn't have a lot of belly because that one fish, I think he said it was 52 pounds by the measurement.
Yeah.
And you know how we feel about it. But it didn't have a gut on him. I thought when I seen the head on that fish, I said, that's a 60-pound fish all day long.
Yeah.
But he didn't have no gut in on him.
That happened. Hey, David Funk's in here. David, welcome.
Yes.
Want to say hello to David anytime he's in here. And I think we said hello to Paula Smith, but I'm not sure. There's fishing with the squirrels.
But he had one about 30 or 40 pounds, and he picked it up, and it tail slapped him right upside the cotton picking head.
That happens sometimes, and it usually happens to somebody standing beside you.
Yeah.
It's always more funny than that when that's the case.
And some of the guns will give you a crotch shot too.
Yeah, oh boy. Yeah, they don't mind doing
That's what old Strawberry said the other day. He said one a couple years ago, fish smacked him upside the head, and he just got a brand new pair of $500 glasses that went in the lake.
Oh man.
Said it smacked him right in the Conviction Lake. He said, "Oh well, they went $500."
Yeah, that's why you buy insurance, David. We're so glad that you are learning from us and the people in chat. That's one of the big reasons why we do the show.
Yes, and we appreciate that shout out, buddy. And that
we sure do.
Josh, the weekend angler,
hey,
Josh,
Lyle, James, good to see both of you.
I'm
Thanks
not
for having me in tonight.
Nothing about ditch pickling today.
I was listening about expensive sunglasses going in the water, and I'm thinking that
that was his real glasses.
Oh, that's even worse.
His real glasses, so he was blind the rest of the night.
Okay, that makes more sense because I was about to say I buy mine out of those little boxes at Rural King or Walmart. One of the cheapest ones I can find. So
that's a fact. Ryan Bork has made it into chat. Welcome, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
How's that new baby doing?
He's doing real good. He's up and active right now.
Awesome. Let's make him a star here right off the bat.
Let's get him right on. Come here, buddy.
Hello from Kansas City.
Hi, Christina. How are you?
Little bit. There we go.
Oh man.
You say hi?
Cat man right there.
Yes.
They're my net man. I need one.
I probably can't hear it. You got headphones on.
Lyle said hi. She's off the other end of the room now.
Gone.
They get they're so precious at that age.
They are, and innocent too.
Yeah. Then they grow up on you, don't they, Lyle?
That's right. That's right. Oh, Chad said he's already been on the bait shop.
Yeah.
I sure hate to hear that. But it is what it is. Couldn't have been on a better show.
Well, he filled in for James Dockery on the bait shop.
Well, they're about the same mental capacity.
They're about the same height. So.
Yeah, they are. That for sure. The baby's probably smarter, James.
Well, maybe just
might not know as much about catching fish yet, but he'll learn that.
Oh, we'll teach him that.
But if James didn't stand on something, that baby probably is tall as he is. Probably so. You got a big tournament thing together coming up this weekend. Why don't you tell everybody all about it?
Yeah, we've got it's the inaugural Weekend Anglers Summer Pool Party. It's the first time we've done this one, and Chad Fields was the first one out there last year with that couples tournament that really brought this online catfish tournaments into.
That's right.
Into existence. I mean, I don't think Chad ever gets enough credit for what he did.
He does not, and he was the one that come up with that idea. I thought it was a great idea then, and I still think it's a great.
And I like to give him a hard time, but you got to give him credit too. But no, we're doing one that's going to be hosted on my channel, The Weekend Angler. We're doing that this Saturday. That's July 17th, 2021. It's going to start about 7 a.m., run till 1 p.m. That's Central Time, and. Kind of the little twist on this one, and we're calling it the pool party because obviously the areas between all the dams on the Ohio River, they refer to as pools. And so all of the anglers in this tournament are going to be fishing somewhere on the Ohio River. We've got people stretched out all over the country, but they're all going to be on the Ohio River fishing at the same time. So we'll be after blues, flatheads, and channels, no silver cats. I know Dockery tried to do that once before, but we're going to stick to the big three and try to see what we can come up with. We've got a real good list of teams already signed up for this Saturday. We've got J Dog's Gone Fishing. He come in as a last minute the other day and stepped up when we had somebody that unfortunately had to back out due to health reasons. We've got Roger from Muskrat Outdoors is going to be in there. Skip from Clearview Outdoors is going to be in. Norm from Catfish Headhunters is taking part. Chad and D Fields fishing with the Chad and Get Hooked on Fishing. They're teaming up. Ernie and Chrissy Brown are going to be fishing this.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Southern Cross, sorry about this. Southern Cross, thank you for your donations. I'm sorry we missed you. We want to give you a shout out right quick.
Yeah, I was just waiting for a break.
Yeah.
My buddy Heath is going to be fishing with Jerry from Parker Pursuits. And then I'm fishing it with Rob from Moe Creek Fishing. So both of us are going to be probably launching around the same boat ramp. So we'll be, I'm sure we'll get to give them a hard time at some point during the tournament.
Really?
Yeah, I think me and Heath are both going to launch out of probably down around Metropolis somewhere. It just that stretch of river is pretty nice and it's easily accessed. So
good fishing there too.
Yes, there is. And my loving wife is going to she's going to be running the show from home here. She's going to be taking care of all the StreamYard stuff and getting it done. So all I can say is anybody comes in, go easy on her. She's learning the ropes, kind of a baptism by fire there that day. So we're going to be, but I think it's going to be a good time. We've got definitely got some good teams, and it's the time of year. The spawn's coming out. I think we're going to hopefully see some good fish caught during this thing and make it exciting there. So,
oh wow, Paula Smith, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, lady.
It's a long way for me. We would normally try to do something like that, and it's just not because it's the Ohio River. I fish the Ohio River, but it's just we've got so much stuff going on right now. There's no way we could be involved, but we'll try to jump in on the next one maybe. And
we are definitely Lyle, James, all of you. We're keeping one spot open. StreamYard will let me have 10 people in, and as we have, I wanted to cut it at 9. So if anybody wanted to jump in and say hi and any words of encouragement or discouragement, and the right people, however you want to do it,
right?
Yes,
definitely be able to get you the link and have you jump in there. You'd be very welcomed for sure.
Yeah, it's just a long drive to fish the Ohio River, but
I fully understand that
a lot of times, and I have favorite spots even on the Ohio River where I like to fish, and they can say what they want. There's good fishing there, but I would like to offer you something.
Okay.
I know Christina's going to be in there Saturday. If she needs anything, all she has to do is holler. I'll be more than happy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will pass that on to her. Obviously, I'm sitting here with the headphones on, so she may or may not have heard that. I don't know if she's still got her phone pulled up. But
if she thinks she would need something, I'll get up. If she don't, I may sleep in.
Well, I hear that. Well, I know that she's going to do it, and my mom, who has been in a few of my videos, she's usually in a Mississippi River video with me once a year, and she said she's more than willing to jump in and help guest host and give her breaks to feed this little munchkin. So,
oh yeah.
Because he takes up a little bit of time, but I think he's worth it. So
your buddy Chadwick says, Josh, if you tell Lyle where a buffet is along the Ohio, he will come. He might be right about that.
Hey, I know where there's some good food around here.
That's what I'm talking about. We had a pretty good meal the other night. It was all you could eat Italian buffet.
That does sound good.
And it was amazing. Next time you come to Springfield, we're going there.
Hey, we could do that. We still got to get you and Cindy down here. We'll have to make a trip down to Grand Rivers. I'll get us reservations at Patty's down there. So
okay,
I don't know if you've eaten there, but it's good.
Nope.
It's good.
Nope, but I love to eat.
Yeah, big old 2 or 3 inch thick pork chops down there is what they're famous for. So
moly.
Yeah, you end up taking a box home.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about it. I don't eat near as much as I used to, but I still like to do it.
Tell you, I like cooking, getting them pork chops like that and marinating them rascals and throw them in the crock pot and cut that rascal and let it cook about all day long, and then throw your taters and carrots and stuff in on them. Oh,
well, now you're making me hungry.
Oh yeah, I like to eat. I like to cook.
So, is there anything else you need to tell us about your thing going on this weekend? We got about 5 minutes before Mark and his guests come on.
Well, I think we covered all the meat and potatoes of it, but I know we've got a stack of stuff here that we're going to be giving away to the people viewing the tournament, the people in chat. We've got some giveaways for them. I know some of the other competitors have talked about doing a little bit of doing some giveaways on that also.
Good.
So we're gonna have some stuff out there. We've got some really cool plaques that are going to be done for the winners, but those won't get done until after the fact, and I'll be showing them off on a video before we get those sent out. But they are really, really cool.
Good deal. Yeah. Always glad to hear about that. Like I say, if there's anything we can do to help you with this, all you have to do is let us know. And you already got the contestants that you're going to have. You don't have room for any new ones. Is that
right? Now we are full up, but but I am keeping a kind of at this point, it's an emergency backup list. Initially, when I started everything out, I said if we could get enough people interested, that I would have no problem hosting a day 2 of the tournament for another set of competitors on Sunday. Okay. But I think at this point in the ball game, I think that's, a lot of people have their plans for the weekend already. So, but if anybody is interested and would like to be put on that waiting list, just send me a message through Facebook or through my Facebook page, The Weekend Angler. I will get you on that list. And if something comes up, I will be the first one to let you know on that. So,
yeah. Kelly said, don't forget, Josh will be on his show tomorrow.
Yep, we'll be on the Bullock Experience tomorrow, talking tackle with them. So
good. I see Creole's trying to tell Cindy that he's been after me for a year to come down there to eat some of that Cajun food, but I'm going to do that one of these days.
That does sound good.
Yeah, but we're going to fish too.
We've been talking about trying to plan a trip down to the Sabine Reservoir. I want to go down there and catch a bull shark. So
yeah, I don't care about that. I wouldn't turn it down. Don't misunderstand me. I wouldn't turn it down, but I'd come more near driving down there for a catfish or a crappie or a bluegill than I would a shark.
I see about that. You sound like my daughter now. She don't want to mess around with any sharks. So
she don't.
She is adamant that she does not want to catch a shark.
What size fish was it that she wants? A 40?
She wants a 40-pound. She wants a 40-pound cat. She's all about that.
She is. Oh man! All right,
she wants that sticker more than anything else.
Tell everybody where they can find all the information out, so they can be sure to tune in Saturday morning to see all this.
All right, guys, you check me out. It's youtube.com/The Weekend Angler. All run together as one big word there, or just search The Weekend Angler on YouTube. You'll pull me up. You could also search that on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. All 3 of them will find me on there, and I can get you the direct link if you need it to that event page, which is actually already up. So you can go there and get your bookmark set, and make sure you're there at the beginning, because we've got giveaways from start to finish. So
that's awesome. It's a great deal. Wish you the best of luck with that.
We'll be tuning in.
We sure will be tuning in. James, have you got any closing stuff?
Nope. Just everybody that's going to be in the tournament or even out there just fishing, be safe. Make sure you come home to family and friends. There's no catfish in the world worth losing a life. So wear your life preservers. Do what you need to do to stay safe, so Daddy can come home to babies like that right there. And
that's right.
And everybody, God bless you. God bless America. This is we appreciate all your support. All your money that you donate to Catfish Weekly goes to a good cause, and good and well, Lyle, appreciate it. Anything will be used for the show. That's about it.
We've shipped a lot of stuff and got some new equipment. Christina Dunnigan says, I'm thinking Cajun food and cinnamon rolls are in the same place. I can't think of anything better. There might be some truth to that.
We just can't have Chad stealing all the cinnamon rolls again.
Chad.
No doubt.
Thank you, guys. We live in the land of free because of the brave. Don't ever forget it. Patriot James on Wednesday night, Thursday night, the bait shop with Chad and James, and then we'll be doing Panfish Nation, and we'll all be back here on Monday. Catfish and Crappie Podcast is coming up next. Check them out. Thanks, everybody.
Wow, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, guys.